Okay, this is VesselRFQ, and we're going to create a specification for a pressure vessel online. So we'll go in here to the title here, test tank 7. So as with the tank diameter, then the actual size of the image will change with the numbers. So 72 inches, we'll say it's 144, it's 12 feet. Choose the material that you want. We'll use 5/16/70 coat plate. Horizontal and vertical orientations, we'll go vertical. We're going to go, you can choose legs, skirt, or lugs. We're going to go with legs. And then we'll choose 2-to-1 elliptical heads. Go in here, choose 150 psi for MEWP, 300 degrees design temperature, 0.125 corrosion allowance. Here's where we add our nozzles. So the nozzles will go, see what the product inlet. And you choose size. We'll choose 6 inches. You get 150 pound rating. Get 6 inch nozzle projection. We'll choose a raised face slip on. You get all these different options to choose, and we can add more if you would like. The nozzle location, we'll just say this is going to be in the actual top head. It'll show it on the actual image. We'll go back here and we'll do product outlet. And we'll choose again 6 inches. We're going to choose the product outlet to be in the bottom head. You'll see that. Change the slip-on, the flange type to raised face slip-on. We're going to put an internal coil in, so we're going to call steam inlet. You can name anything you want here. So from a fabricator standpoint, it doesn't matter, but from a buyer standpoint, the buyer can name it anything he wants. Put this near the top of the shell. We don't have extra locations. Then we'll go in here and go condensate out. We're choosing 2 inches because we're going to choose a 2-inch coil. Now obviously that's going to be in the shell as well. Then we're going to add a manway. And you click on the manway, it gives you some options. You can choose the sizes that are standard. Typically I like 20 inches. You get bland flange, you can choose tube turn, or you can do hinge, loose, or davit arm cover support. So we're going to do a davit arm because it's kind of cool. 150 pound rating. Again, we got to change the weld neck to raised face slip on. Then you can choose your material. There's all the materials. We can put other on there if you would like. Nozzle, and this is the location's going to be in the shell. We're going to decide to do a cage ladder. We're going to do platforms. So with this one, we're going to have 2 platforms. We're going to have 3/4 coverage around the circumference. Obviously, we're going to have handrails. We're going to choose an internal coil. Pipe size is 2 inches. You can choose whatever you want. We do 14 turns. It's going to be a pretty intense coil. When we go to an external coil, you can do half pipe coils or dimple jackets. You can choose your coverage, or you can choose your half pipe coil 2 inches, whatever size you'd like. We're going to leave that off right now. It doesn't render well, so these won't show up on the actual 3D drawing because there are some rendering issues with all the other stuff. So we're going to do that. We're going to go in here and choose insulation. You choose the different kind of insulation that you like. Typically, choose standard insulation thickness. You can choose the coverage head coverage, shell coverage, or head coverage on channels both. We'll leave the default. You can choose your painting and surface prep. So there's your white blast, solvent clean, commercial blast, and then you can choose inorganic. We're going to choose epoxy primer. We're going to choose epoxy paint. We'll add another feature on there later. And here's in your remarks section. You can put everywhere you want, post-weld heat treatment, whatever it is that's special that there's a special requirements that a buyer might want. So the trick is on this is going to give the fabricator enough information to be able to put together a price. All the calculations are done by the fabricator after the project has been awarded. Most people don't know that even though manufacturers and buyers typically want to hire somebody to do a consulting engineering firm or somebody else to do the calculations for the vessels and design them completely, the fabricators are unable to use those calculations because they cannot use a calculation for a pressure vessel that is not performed by an engineer under their employ or a consulting engineer under contract to provide that for them. So that's going to save time and money. It depends on what the negotiated price is, but it could save a couple weeks for a simple vessel. We can obviously do other things here. So we'll submit the RFQs. This is going to be on a fabricator's website. So it'll be the buyer will come directly to a fabricator's website, and then they'll enter this in. You saw this in less than 5 minutes. We've already created one. And so the other thing we got to show is here is you can actually grab this thing and turn it, rotate it, look at the top. look at the bottom, you can look at the sides. We can add external coils. They won't show on this actual image. So then we'll submit the RFQ. This is the buyer now doing this, so it'd be like a person, project engineer, plant engineer, production engineer. And here's just kind of a brief overview of what the RFQ was. And so we'll click back to the dashboard, and it shows all of the vessels that have been RFQs put out for order. So you can go in here and you click on this one and say, okay, what does it look like? There's just a brief overview of what actually is included in the tank. We don't have an edit feature because once it's submitted here, it goes to the fabricator to get a price. So at some point we might add that later, but that can also be added through a conversation. So this is a facilitator to get all information needed for an estimator at the fabricator's shop to put together a solid quote. The details be worked out between the fabricator and the buyer at a later date. So that's about what that is. If you're a fabricator and you would like to have this functionality on your website, that is the purpose we built this for, so it can make it easier for your buyers to create RFQs and specifications for the vessels and heat exchangers that they need to buy for their operations. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd be glad to help you out and get you set up so it's on your site.